Steve here, Blade Scrounger, and today I want to talk about a steel leatherworking rig that you buy and modify from its original intent. So this is a Sargent, and there's many brands of these out there, saw vise. So it's a hand saw vise. You ride the blade in, teeth up, and you use it to sharpen the blade with files. They were very popular until about the 1940s or 50s. There's a lot of them out there. I went to a kind of a barn sale, flea market kind of thing yesterday, and I bought this for $15. And typically they're about in the $10 to $20 range. So what's so great about them? Well, for one thing, if you're sitting in a chair and you've got it on a standard tabletop, this puts your stitch line at eye height with your head level. You're not looking down, you're looking straight in at your project. And it's pretty nice because, you know, your hands are now comfortable. They're not way down here straight out trying to stitch. Everything's like very comfortable. That's the first thing. The second thing is these are adjustable. So as you can see, it's on a ball joint. So you can basically take difficult projects that are hard to work on and make them a lot easier because of the versatility of the vise. It's typically facing towards you, like I've got it set right here now. Oh, wrong side. Yeah. And it's locked down, and it locks down on the bottom of the table. Doesn't hurt anything. So, no good as it is, you have to open them up. And there's a pin here that we're going to drive out. And basically, right here, where my fingernail is, has to be relieved away with a grinder. And that's it. It's the only thing you have to do. This one was missing its handle, so I just put a bolt, I should say a nut in place. So we've got this one I just picked up. It's another one, and again, fully articulates. They're nice. They're really nice rigs. And that's as wide as this one will open. This one's already set to open to a 1/2 inch. Okay, so lots of ways of using this, of course. You can come in straight like this. Beautiful. Stitch lines right here. They're nice, even to your eye level height. So you're not fatiguing. And it's a left-handed sheath, so if I fold it like this, you're going to see the back side, and the holes aren't punched yet. But I'm going to show you a neat feature. You can actually slide these in, and if this had been welted up, you can see the process. So it would just slide in, and if the stitch line was punched on this side instead of the other side, you'd see it. So now you can just stitch away. We're going to take this one that hasn't been monkeyed with yet, and we're going to take it apart. Simple process. Pull a pin right here, and it'll come apart, and we're going to grind away the meat near this thumb screw on this side. And what that does is it'll allow it to open up fully, and then you can get really thick 3-4 layers of leather to work in this system. Hey guys, one thing I forgot to do, I'm going to take the pin out inside, it turns out, because I didn't notice, but this has been replaced. They must have lost the pin at some point, and they put in a bolt. So I'm just going to pop the bolt. Normally what you do is just take a drift, pin and a hammer, and you just knock the pin out. The pins usually look like this. I'm making a replacement for this one that's going to go slide in and take the place of the bolt. It's a lot tighter fit, and so there. So it's apart. So that simple driving of the pin is the thing you got to do to take it apart. And so this is the area that's going to be thinned down and ground away and simply put relieved. So I'm going to take about, I want to say from 0 to maybe 1/4 of an inch right here, right now. And while this is apart, this is a rusty mess. I'm going to take it down in my shop. I've got a wire brush down there. I'm going to clean it up real quick and I'll be back. Okay guys, so you can see I just cleaned up the surfaces. And one hint here, do not wipe these faces down with oil like WD-40. It stays there forever and it'll get on your leather, so don't do it. And what I do is I just clean them up and I wipe them down with acetone, and that's it. So just pretty them up, and we're going to go to the next step. I'm in the shop at this point. We're not going outside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to grind from this corner to nothing. I've got I make knives, so I've got two 2x72 grinders down there. I might as well make use of them. So you can do it with a disc sander just as easily. And you don't have to have the fancy equipment. So be back and we'll have this thing ready to go back together again. Okay guys, so I temporarily pinned this just so I can kind of show you. But yeah, I've got a full 1/2 inch here. And basically, I'm going to pull the pin. To do that, as we were talking about earlier in the video, taking this line from 0, nothing really coming off hardly at all, to this line, and it was pretty close to 1/4 of an inch that I took off. And you'll, micro adjust a few things like the guide that slots in at the base of this. But yeah, that I'm very pleased. It's going to be a nice rig. So I'm going to clean it up some more today and make sure it's got all the rust removed, and lube it a little bit at the ball joint and a few other things, a few other minor adjustments. Okay guys, that's a wrap. Pretty much we took an old vise that was, $15 on the cheap, and converted it into something that'll, open up fairly wide for my leather work. I've got to still put a pin to it and make that permanent, but that's about it. We're done. So that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.